So the first realization about generative AI, that it's not general, it's not generic. You have to understand that each industry, whether it's retail, tourism, or telecom, have their own special language. What we're doing in Amdocs is actually we built what we call the Amdocs Amaze framework. And that framework is basically a generative AI framework that generalizes in the language of telecom. So when we look at the use cases that we can actually create for our customers, whether it's in the customer care or the experience layer or even the network layer, we're actually training the generative AI engines, and I say engines because we're talking about more than one, to enable actually predictive results where sometimes generative AI is not predictive, and make sure that everything is secure and actually fits the telecom use cases. So as I mentioned, the generative AI journey is complicated because generative AI doesn't just give you what you want because it can make up sentences based on historical learning. Generative AI is an engine that requires training, and the training also relates to areas such as security, areas that we need to remove bias, areas that we need to remove historical learnings that were based on information that's not relevant anymore, dated information. So there are different layers in the generative AI domain that we need to make sure that we apply in order to provide quality results, whether it's on the bias area, the security area, making sure that it actually takes the information from the right places, it actually provides the right instructions. So there are many things that are on the borderline, or making sure that generative AI keeps to the right borders that we enable with our Amaze framework to actually execute. Fixed wireless access is indeed a very powerful 5G use case. And when you come to the home domain, our home operating system actually enables customers to engage their broadband in a completely new way and actually gather insights from their home broadband. And I'll give an example. If I want to know when my daughter came home last night, the Wi-Fi knows. So these are, I would say, daily interactions that we actually enable to control and get insights from our Wi-Fi. On the operator side, because we're actually meshing up two different networks, the home network and the cellular network, which is not the same as the fixed line network, the home operating system actually understands exactly, if there are issues, understands exactly where they are, whether they're in the Wi-Fi domain or maybe in the wireless domain. And many times we actually prevent calls to the call center because we announce that there is a problem, or we fix a problem before it actually happens. Or when a customer calls in, we actually identify in a pretty good way what is the most likely cause for the call. Shortening calls, allowing us to actually look at the history of the problems in the home and actually identify really fast what is the issue. So care in the fixed wireless domain is very complex, and we actually make it easier for the operator, so we're lowering cost of operations. And on the customer side, we're creating a completely new way to engage with Wi-Fi, with internet connectivity, and actually enjoy the benefits of having a real smart home.
Amdocs is working together with service providers all over the world, putting customers first, creating billions of wow experiences and counting. This is Impact Made Amazing. Amdocs, make it amazing.